Also, if his opponent can ruin his willpower, or even just his belief in himself, Hal won't be able to use the ring, which is lame.
Yeah, these powers are pretty complex. Batman once...
So what, you just stub your toe in the morning and you lose all the will to live. You just step on a fucking Lego and you just lose all your willpower. And then you're just, that's how you beat Hal Jordan. You just, lay a bunch of Legos down on the floor and say he like steps on one of them and he's just fucked. Give him a Popeye's biscuit and it's over for him. And he loses all will to live. What?
Ew, I stepped in loser.
What's good, y'all? Welcome back to another reaction. Today we're reacting to Black Widow versus Widowmaker. Nah, I'm just playing. Today we're reacting to Ben 10 versus Green Lantern, Cartoon Network versus DC Comics Death Battle. So yesterday I was reacting to Simone the Digger versus Kyle Rayner, and I saw in a clip I saw Ben 10 getting dropped basically. So I just wanted to editor, add that in. Oh wait, I am the editor. He fought Ben 10 when? When did he fight Ben 10? Is this a fan-made project, or is this like... But yeah, I saw the clip of Ben getting his shit rocked. I hope that's not true, and I hope like what my eyes were showing me was not true. So yeah, let's just get into this. No announcements, no long intro. Let's just go. Oh wow! So they got their new intro. This was after the 100th episode because I saw Mario vs. Sonic. If you want me to react to that, then I will. But yeah.
For years, humans have gazed at the stars, contemplating the possibilities of first contact with an alien race.
Yeah.
Will we exchange gifts of peace or weapons of war?
Weapons. Definitely weapons. Like these ones.
Ben 10, protector of Earth and wielder of
Woo,
the Omnitrix.
let's fucking
And
go.
the Green Lantern. Galactic Command
He's
and bearer
alright.
of the
He's
Power
cool.
Ring. He's Wiz and I'm
Not my
Boomstick.
go-to if
And
I'm
it's our
playing
job to
Injustice
analyze their
though.
weapons,
Armor and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Alright, Ben better win this shit.
Benjamin Tennyson was just your average 10-year-old boy. He loved video games, hated school, and was prepared to have the most boring summer vacation ever until destiny fell from the sky.
Yeah, the Omnitrix.
Upon discovering a strange crash-landed alien device, it stuck itself upon his wrist with secrets that it hid.
Now he's got superpowers. He's no ordinary kid. He's Ben 10. Sorry, Wiz. I just can't help myself. That theme song's so damn catchy.
This strange device was the Omnitrix,
True.
a portable library of intergalactic genetic data that can transform its user into a variety of different alien species.
Sounds like the perfect way to get freaky with some alien babes from all across the galaxy.
Well, you do you, but the cosmic overlord
Okay,
Vilgax had
yeah, sure thing, Goonstick.
something different in mind. With the Omnitrix technology, he planned to create an army of superpowered aliens and conquer the universe.
Yeah, typical villain stuff. But old Hentai Face would have to wait, cause Ben got to watch first and became a
Hentai Face is
superhero.
crazy.
Well, okay, first he burned down a forest, but then he got busy with the hero stuff.
The Omnitrix contains a built-in radio, universal translator, distress signal, a self-defense pulse blast against anyone trying to force it off
gray
Ben's
matter,
wrist,
way
and,
big.
as a
Oh
bonus,
yeah,
it can tell
Alien
time.
X
And whenever Ben
feedback.
comes across a new alien
Ghost
he'd like
Freak
to
upgrade,
cosplay, he can scan their
accelerate,
DNA so he
wild
can add them
diamond
to his
head, heat blast
transformation
upgrade.
collection.
Yeah, sure,
And he's got
okay.
a ton to choose from. He's got alien forms that can control the elements like lightning, water, ice, earth, and fire with his very first
Oh
transformation
yeah,
ever,
yeah.
Heat Blast.
I remember that one Ben 10 where he had like the Lego guy who could like rebuild himself and all that. What was your favorite Ben 10 growing up? Or the one you remember the most? I think it was the one with feedback. That was the one that I remember the most. I don't remember what year that was, but I think it was when Ben was just slightly older.
You gotta respect the classics.
As forearms, he's strong enough to create shockwaves.
But yeah, like they're showing like the old school, like original accelerate, cannonball, forearms. That's what you generally think of when you think of Ben 10, like the original.
He can increase his intelligence with alien forms like Brainstorm, who has an IQ
Yeah, Brainstorm.
of 1 nonillion. That's a 1 followed by 30 zeros,
Damn.
and more than 3 octillion times greater than the highest recorded IQ in history.
He can fly as Jet Ray, duplicate himself with Ditto, and eat his feelings away as Upchuck. Wiz, that's really not a healthy way to handle issues.
You know, you're right, Boomstick.
Yeah, he should really just stick to alcohol. And if he ever wants to suck for some reason, he's got Waka Trout, which is a fish
He's
with
not
legs.
21 yet.
And
If
that's
you're
it.
using the younger
Probably Ben's
version, that
worst
is.
transformation, and that's saying a lot considering he has an alien literally named the Worst.
The worst.
If old-timey horror movies are your thing, Ben can transform into every classic monster you can think of, because I guess zombies and werewolves were aliens all along. I knew it.
Through different forms, Ben can manipulate the fundamental forces of the universe, like gravity, radiation, time, and energy. Feedback, for instance, once absorbed the entirety of the Big Bang, and then
With Prime Big Deal Days coming October 7th and 8th, greatness is a deal away.
fired it at a
Yeah.
robot supervillain, creating a time loop and saving the universe.
Yeah, as he's got used to hero.
Alright, y'all. I want y'all to remember the words that they just used. The wording that they just used.
Supervillain
Remember
creating
this
once
very
absorbed
well.
Universe, like gravity, radiation, time, and energy. Feedback, for instance, once absorbed the entirety of the Big Bang, and
Absorbed the entirety of the Big Bang. I just want you guys to remember that.
then fired
One of his aliens, one of his weaker transformations, was able to absorb the entirety of the Big Bang. So just keep that in mind, okay?
it at a robot supervillain, creating a time loop and saving the universe.
Yeah, as he's got used
Save
to
the
hero work,
universe.
Ben's aliens started getting pretty insane. Like Way Big, who's basically a giant kaiju who can fire a cosmic ray from his chest, powerful enough to hurt a being made of pure energy. And let's not forget my personal favorite alien, Molestache.
Ben
He's
eventually
a
received
mole
the Ultimate
who
Matrix,
punches
which projects
people
this in alien
with his
transformation ultimate
mustache.
form. However, it is stated to be inferior
right
to the
then.
Omnitrix.
Truly a fearsome addition to Ben's massive arsenal. But contrary to the show's very specific title, Ben's Omnitrix doesn't just have access to 10 alien forms. In fact, it has 1,912.
He's no
I think it was
ordinary
called
kid.
Ben
He's
10
got
at the
1,912.
originally because he
And
was
doesn't quite
he was
roll
10
off
years
the tongue
old,
like Ben
I think.
10, does it? Well, let's see if I can take one of these babies for a spin.
Where did you get that?
Cutaway
Don't worry
gag.
about it. Whoa.
Well, the Omnitrix does have one drawback. It usually has an automatic cooldown period for a few minutes between transformations, because overuse can permanently disfigure the user's DNA.
All right, we're gonna say that 4 seconds earlier. If you'll excuse me, I need to pee.
Not if he has the
I'll fix this later.
didn't he have the Ultimatrix
This
that
cooldown
countered
would
that
be a
problem
recurring
though?
issue for Ben until he discovered Master Control.
Oh,
A
yeah,
special
Master
code
Control,
which,
my
when
bad.
he input into the Omnitrix, just let him use it however he wanted.
Yeah,
And
Master
if he's
Control.
ever on death's door, the watch will automatically pop him into whatever alien body it thinks he needs at the time to survive whatever's happening.
And there's one form that's almost always the best answer.
Alien X.
Alien X.
Oh, yeah.
Born in the forge of
Also,
creation.
remember
Always
what they just said. They said it has a failsafe that will transform into any alien and save him from whatever happens. Just remember that.
Him into whatever alien body it thinks he needs at the time to survive whatever's happening.
And there's one form that's
Okay.
almost always the best answer.
Alien X.
Born in the forge of creation beyond the multiverse itself, Alien X is a celestial
Yeah,
saint,
Alien X, he
the most
needed
powerful species in the
approval from like the gods
He's
to use it.
basically a cosmic
It was
god
that
who can
powerful.
punch planets to bits, fly faster than light, duplicate himself, control minds, use telekinesis, reverse time, warp reality, and even just straight up erase people from existence.
It takes a lot to get their attention, and that's fine. We don't want it.
Why not?
They could just blink, and we'd be gone.
Alien X is so tough, he survived the destruction of the entire universe by the Annihilarg and didn't feel a thing. Like, his durability was so through the roof, he didn't even realize total cosmic annihilation was happening right on top of him.
Based on rough estimates made by a NASA astrophysicist, the total mass energy of the universe in joules is 4,
Well, that doesn't seem very impressive.
followed by 69 zeros.
Oh, there it is.
69.
And to top it off, Ben as Alien X went and just remade an entirely new universe identical to the old one.
First of all, how the hell? Second, since he just made a copy universe, that technically means that all those characters we watched through the whole show are still dead. Damn, dude! Throw somebody a bone or something.
However, celestial sapiens are composed of multiple personalities, and
Yeah,
if they can't
he
unanimously
needed
agree on what
to
action
he
to
needed
take,
to have a
which could take
council
billions
with
of
them
years,
just to be
all
able to
that
use
power
it.
is basically useless.
But Ben convinced his extra personalities that that's a really goddamn stupid and he should have full control all the time, so it doesn't matter. Why doesn't he just go full Alien X all the time?
Well, a little variety doesn't hurt, right? Plus, even without his alien form,
'Cause it'd
Ben
be
is
too
pretty
easy.
clever and
He
has a
would
knack
win
for
every
getting
single
himself out of
fight.
trouble, even when things get really weird.
And he's saved the universe more times than he can count. He's defeated Vilgax when he had the power of a Cthulhu god, ended the hybrid conspiracy, and whooped another celestial sapien, the Galactic Gladiator, by flying so
Absorb
fast he
the Big
created
Bang,
a
contain a nuclear
galaxy-sized black
blast. Hail
hole.
hybrid.
We can tell
Okay.
from the size of the black hole in relation to the galaxies in the background, as well as how long it took to create, that Alien X must have been flying approximately 7 quadrillion times faster than light speed.
I get it, Wiz. Alien X is totally overpowered.
Alright, 7 quadrillion
but Ben
times
doesn't
faster
keep
than
any of
light.
those powers as
But
a
I
human.
could see a
Not much of
case
a
for
problem when
them
the
to say
Omnitrix
that
can instantly
Green
transform
Lantern,
him
since he
fast
can
enough to
tap into
catch
the
the
Speed
Big
Force,
Bang. The only
that
thing
makes him
truly holding
faster,
Ben back throughout
and
his
I
hero
wouldn't
career was
argue
his
that.
immaturity, being a
I
10-year-old
mean,
and all.
yeah, they'd
Oh,
be
yeah.
right.
Like that one time he messed with the Omnitrix and accidentally set it to self-destruct. After charging up for a few days, it would destroy the whole universe on its own. So that's not great.
Fortunately, Ben grew into a reliable and wildly successful hero by the time he reached the age of 16. He would continue his hero work into the future, eventually adopting the name Ben 10,000. The world can rest easy with Ben 10 as its first and best line of defense.
6-6 and Volcanus? What are they doing here?
About to get their alien butts kicked. That's what. Going hero.
Oh, okay.
Hal Jordan was just your average, devilishly handsome ladies man and hotshot test pilot who discovered a crash-landed alien ship in the desert. Okay, so maybe he's not so average.
I'll say he found this guy Abin Sur dying in a crashed spaceship who gave Hal a little green ring before kicking the bucket.
And so, by reciting an ancient oath, Hal Jordan would become a Green Lantern.
Yeah, I mean, he's cool, but he doesn't have as much aura as Ben 10. Also, did they mention Ben 10's little knight armor suit thing he had? He doesn't use it canonically,
The
I
Green
know,
Lantern
but
Corps is a universe-spanning law enforcement organization founded by the
he
immortal
ended up
Malthusians,
getting
also
access
known as
to
the
it because he
Guardians
was
of
pure
the
of heart,
Universe.
but he
Hey,
chose
they're
not to
space
use it.
Oompa Loompas.
More like leprechauns.
Okay, fine. Whichever mythical creature you want.
No, I mean, a group of them traveled to Earth centuries ago and literally evolved into modern-day leprechauns.
I knew they were real.
Anyway, the Green Lantern Corps has patrolled the known universe for 3 billion years, recruiting members of
3
every shape
billion,
and
goddamn.
size.
Including a living planet, a sentient smallpox virus, some guy with an exploding volcano for a head, a living math equation,
Oh, so Squidward.
and a squirrel. Man,
Krakatoa.
even after all these years, Wiz, comics are weird.
Imagine what it felt like for Hal when he began training on the Guardian homeworld Oa. Over time, he grew to
Oh,
be
not
one of the
the
Corps'
Ryan
greatest
Reynolds
members
movie.
and defender of the universe.
Just with that ring of his, it might look tiny, but if Mjolnir, Yoda, and years of therapy have taught me anything, it isn't the size.
I
that
genuinely
counts.
forgot
It's what
about
you
that
do with
movie.
it.
Right. The Green Lantern Power Ring is actually
Was it
one of the
really
most
like?
impressive
Was it? I
weapons
can't
ever
remember if
made.
that movie
It's
was
most well
ass or
known for its
not.
ability to create hardened light constructs that function identically to what they're inspired by. Anything from boxing gloves to machine guns to an entire solar system.
Oh, okay. Time travel. They both have time travel. I hope that's not going to be a you know, like a theme in the death battle.
While
I
a
hope they
ring's
don't
wielder
do
must
that.
be familiar with the object they're creating, they don't necessarily need to know all the ins and outs for it to function.
The ring's energy can boost Hal's strength and speed, and also protect him with a force field. He can shoot lasers, phase through objects, turn invisible, read minds, heal wounds, and fly through space faster than light.
The only true limit to a Power Ring's utility is its user's imagination, insofar as allowing the Green Lanterns to bend the rules
Superman
of the
has
universe
described
to
the
their
power
whims. They can
of the
transmute
ring
matter and
as
energy,
the most
manipulate
powerful weapon
time,
ever
form
conceived.
pocket dimensions, and warp the fabric of
Can't read
reality.
that in
And
time.
even though Abin Sur went out like a bitch, the ring makes a competent Green Lantern
He
really
went
tough to
out
kill.
like a
It has
bitch.
built-in defenses to protect against
He
mind control,
he
and
died in a
sometimes
crash
can take
landing.
its owner out
Could you
of harm's
imagine
way
if like
all on its own?
the plane that Homelander shot down, if they were like, oh, all those citizens, they just went out like bitches. You know what I mean? That would have been crazy. Or if Homelander himself said that, he's like, oh, all those citizens, they just went out like bitches. Even though I'm the one who killed all them niggas. Now, they ain't shit. They just went out like bitches. You know what I mean? That would have been insane.
Can even defend against multiversal erasure events, like when Kilowog survived the crisis on
Only
Infinite
people
Earths.
not affected
That's
by the
right.
crisis
This guy tanked a
normally
freaking
were those
retcon to
outside
the
its
face.
effects go
Whatever's
along
in
and the
these
other
rings,
Green
I wanted in my
Lanterns
dune
were
buggy
well
stacked.
within range,
That would be
but
pure,
were unaffected.
unfiltered
Can't read that in
willpower.
time.
Yeah, how many miles to the gallon you think that is?
Okay, well, a Green Lantern's ability stems from their own willpower. The stronger their will is, the more their ring can do.
So if willpower is green, does that make fear brown?
Yellow, actually, as dictated by the emotional electromagnetic spectrum, an energy field from which all emotion in the universe is derived.
Kinda like if the Force from Star Wars was a rainbow of feelings, and Hal's got more willpower busting out than anybody else, which makes him really damn powerful.
Oh, that was
and
Sinestro.
Really damn reckless.
Green Lantern's got this.
See, Sinestro went out like a bitch. I will go with that. Yeah.
His enormous
my
power
God, they
has
jumped
led to
that
his
nigga.
possession by Parallax, an entity of fear, and caused entire planets to fall. But it's been said that knowing true fear made Hal's will even stronger than before.
Like when he went up against this blue dickweed Krona, who took control of all these space animal gods that embodied the different rainbow spectrum emotions.
Including Ion, the green basking shark of willpower. Yes, I know.
A shark of
Hal
willpower.
was able to overturn Krona's
That's
plan,
pretty
which
tacky,
meant
don't you think?
overpowering the literal embodiment of all willpower in the universe with his own willpower.
That sounds, impressive?
Impossible?
Impressible? Hal's been knocked through a planet.
That was
kind
kinda funny, I'm not gonna lie. That was kinda funny.
Superboy Prime.
He was fast enough to fly to Earth from a planet
Contained
at the edge
the
of
U-bomb.
universe, and factoring how DC's
Probed the entire
observable
universe in a
is at least
heartbeat,
100
withstood the
trillion
magnetic
light
force
years
of
in
the universe,
diameter.
punched
Hal
Sinestro
must have
hard
been
enough to
flying
shatter
well over
reality.
1.5
Hashtag Flash and
quintillion times the
Zone
speed
defeated
of light.
Sinestro.
And without
Okay.
the ring, Hal once
So,
had to pilot a ship traveling over light speed
They just
manually,
established
as in
that
there were
they are
planets and
both
stars in his way,
universal
and
in
Hal had to
power, and they
steer.
both are reality
Since
warpers.
he can match the god of willpower, he can pull off crazy will feats that other Green Lanterns have done. Like when Kyle Rayner held back a Big Bang.
But to be fair, the power ring is
Kyle
not
Rayner
perfect.
held
It
back
does
a
carry
Big Bang,
finite charge,
but
and
they
should he
said
expend
that
too much energy too quickly,
feedback
he'll need his power
absorbed the
battery
Big
to
Bang.
refuel.
Also, if his opponent can ruin his willpower, or even just his belief in himself, Hal won't be able to use the ring, which is lame.
Yeah, these powers are pretty complex. Batman once
So what? You just stub your toe in the morning and you lose all the will to live. You just step on a fucking Lego and you just lose all your willpower. And then you're just that's how you beat Hal Jordan. You just lay a bunch of Legos down on the floor and say he like steps on one of them and he's just fucked. Give him a Popeye's biscuit and it's over for him. And he loses all will to live. Don't give him a drink either. Just give give him a Popeye's biscuit and tell him to eat it, and then he's just out for the count. You know what I mean?
had planned to trick Kyle into thinking he was blind.
That'd be
Because he believed
hilarious.
He was. The ring reacted
Take him to a Rod Wave concert.
to his thoughts and actually made him blind.
But Hal's too badass to let a little sadness
Oh
take him
my
out for
God,
good.
that would be
Hell,
funny as
he's got
fuck.
the cojones to arrest God. But Wiz, I gotta address the yellow elephant in the room. Why
Yellow
the hell
elephant
are
in the
Green
room.
Lanterns weak to yellow?
Ages ago, yes, the Green
That was a
Lanterns
good
couldn't
cutaway
affect anything
gag.
yellow because
I like the
Parallax
jokes
had
in this
messed with their power
episode.
source, but that is no longer the case, so Hal isn't held back by colors. And really, that's not even the worst weakness a Green Lantern ever had.
Oh yeah, way back in the day, a Green Lantern went rogue and tried to take over a planet of people with crude wooden weapons. And so as a great little FU, the gods decided to make him weak to wood right before the blows started landing. Ah, good
Wood.
thing it's not a problem for Hell. Whether it be brightest day or blackest night, all should respect the emerald light of the Green Lantern. Or he'll willpower you to death, apparently.
Give up? Please say no.
You'll never catch me, Lantern.
Yo, who is that?
Introducing Grammarly, like you've never seen before. Today.
All right, that was a good analysis. Still want Ben 10 to win. I really hope what I saw yesterday was like an illusion, or it was just, you know, like, I don't know, not real.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
But first,
hey, I'm Chad.
What?
Boomstick. And I'm Ben, and I'm EX in Austin Greets, and we've got a content we do it. So
Wait.
lots of fun stuff going on. We've got video games in Austin, Texas. It's a super fun convention where we've got a million things going on. We've got video games and meet and greets and panels.
Is that
and
Ruby?
signings.
That we're gonna be
Okay.
doing as soon as we can. It's always fun having you guys
July 5th through July 7th. That
Talk
I
about
know
death
that happened
metal.
years
That-
ago,
wow.
but still.
Austin, Texas. Head, you better not.
it's
All right,
Stay away from me.
It's probably a good idea.
it's
it's time for a death battle. All right, Ben 10, you better not sell. Oh, accelerate. All right, see, Ben is just minding his own business, just running through the city, you know, having fun. And what does this man Hal Jordan do? Ruin his fun, you know? So like, I'm already not on Hal Jordan's side right now.
Green Lantern, best looking guardian of Sector 2814.
And now he's aura farming. Okay,
At your service.
I'm just gonna mention every single social crime he commits in this entire episode.
I can give you 10 good reasons right now to let me go.
Sorry, kid. Seems you're carrying a Class A galactic superweapon.
I think they used the voice actor for Ben 10. He sounds too old. Like they used the older version of Ben, like the 16-year-old version of Ben, you know? That's cool, but they're using 10-year-old Ben. So why does he sound older than he actually is? The voice actor for Hal Jordan sounds fine.
I'll just take this.
Also, the mouth moving does look good. The animations are pretty solid.
Okay, that's interesting.
You're not the first doofus to try to take this. It's hero time.
Oh, that's a cool animation. The hand-drawn bit. I like that a lot, actually.
Lights out, Punchy. Come on, kid. Let's stop this before it gets heated. Too late.
Ooh, that was cold. Let's stop this before it gets heated. Too late. I like that. Great introduction. Good pun. Great introduction to Heat Blast. That was really cool. The fire extinguisher. That's cool. I like that.
You ever seen a supernova? Several, actually.
Several, actually.
Ha! You're so lame. I bet I could even beat you as gray matter.
What? I didn't mean literally.
Cute.
I like these hand-drawn bits.
I stepped in loser.
This is good. I like this. Just gonna throw a planet at him. Oh my god. That's a little overkill, don't you? Oh. He's using Alien X already? Oh, that was a reference to the show, wasn't it? Didn't he have a... I forgot who he was fighting, but he did that in one of the shows. Okay.
realm of reality.
Wait, why would you tell him that? Also, didn't Kevin earlier say that he would just blink and he would be gone?
Fine. We don't want it.
Why not?
They could just blink and we'd be gone. Fine. We don't want it.
Why not?
They could just blink and we'd be gone.
Fine. We don't want it. Why not? They could just blink and we'd be gone.
So why is it taking a second for him to get erased? You know, like, wouldn't the erasure happen a lot faster than that?
This is over. I don't care what kind of power you got.
I think they got Alien X wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he would have just blinked and he would have just been erased. I think. You know what I mean? Also, Alien X is a reality warper. Like, would he not just be firing like beams at him instead of like trying to brawl him and fight him? You know?
In brightest day and blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power.
Green Lantern's lights. Oh, wait, what?
Worship evil's might
What?
beware my power.
Why'd they disappear? Why did they disappear? They're not shadow clones. They would still be there to whoop his ass after the force field goes away, wouldn't they? And weren't there still more in the background anyway? Whatever. Damn.
I don't care what kind of power.
Oh, he reversed time.
Reality includes time.
Time, huh? Thanks for the tip.
What?
You're not the first doofus to try to take this. It's hero time.
No. Wait a minute. That's not right. That's so wrong. So like Ben 10, right? They had this thing. It was called the Soda Bro effect. So like it was Alien X could use it. So anytime time was being affected or something, it would notify Alien X about it. So Hal Jordan going back in time right here, he should have known that he was going to do it right when he said this. Thanks for the tip. So then the Soda Bro effect would have happened right now, and he would have followed him back through the time sphere that he's going into. He would have followed him. Also, even without the Soda Bro effect, he would have known about it because he literally told him he was gonna do it before he did it. You know, Hal Jordan would never do this. He would never tell his opponent what he's going to do before he does it, especially if he knows that they can also warp time. You know, that's kind of stupid. Why would you do that? You know, it would be like if you're playing basketball, right? And you tell your opponent, all right, I'm going to do a snatch back. I'm going to go to the right and do a snatch back so I can break your ankles. You know, like it makes no sense. Why would you tell them that? Then they're just going to guard their left, or yeah, they're going to guard their left side because they know you're going to go right. Like, why would you tell them what you're going to do before you do it, you know? And that's exactly what he's doing here. He's like, time. Thanks for the hint. You know what I mean? Like, why would he do that? So, like, if that were to happen, Alien X would just follow him into this little void and whoop his ass in there, too. That should have never even occurred. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm feeling really argumentative today. Also, another thing, those scissors should not have even cut Ben, because at the beginning of the fight they said that the Omnitrix can transform into any alien to protect Ben in any circumstance. It's really adaptive in a way. So if the minute that those scissors showed up, he should have transformed into like Goop, you know, or maybe like what's his name, Diamond Head, so it would have blocked the scissors. So his arm should have never got cut off in the first place. Sorry. What?
Ew, I stepped in loser.
What?
Oh, it hurts to laugh.
Bitch. And you were the one in the wrong, by the way. Ben was just minding his own business, running through the city, and you had to stop him. You shouldn't have won also, because statistically Ben had everything going against you. So no. And shut your bitch ass up. Like, you should not have won that.
Don't ask.
What?
KO! Well,
KO.
That's another minor on our board of death.
Ben's absurd versatility.
No, that's so wrong. That shouldn't have happened. It should have either been a draw, or Alien X should have whooped his ass while he was in the time sphere, going back to the beginning of the fight. And even when he did go to the back to the beginning of the fight, Ben's arm should not have got cut off anyway.
And ingenuity put up a stellar fight, but Hal had the tools and skills he needed to ensure.
Ben has been shown to use hybrid transformations such as in some future timelines, but these are not easily accessed with
always has access to all of his
yeah, like when those scissors came up, Ben should have the Omnitrix should have turned Ben into Big Chill, or you know, something that could phase through the scissors, and they should not have cut his arm off.
Even with the flexibility of Master Control, this meant Ben was always playing catch-up. Not a great position to be in considering Green Lantern's might.
Was always playing huh?
Sure, but he wasn't surviving a planet
Dude, you said he could absorb the Big Bang. What do you mean?
exploding in his face. Accelerate was wicked fast, but not fast enough to cross the universe in an hour.
Not fast enough to cross the universe in an hour, but Jet Ray is. What? Wait, they deliberately got information wrong. Either that or they just didn't know.
Always playing catch up.
Always playing catch up. No, because you said earlier that the Omnitrix was adaptive and it can transform into anything he needs when he needs it in a life or death situation. There was an episode, I think, where Ben got crushed by like a giant he had a failsafe that would save him if he died. There was a part where he got crushed by like a giant rock or something, like a boulder or like a stalactite. I don't remember. He got crushed by a giant rock, right? And then the Omnitrix transformed into, I think, Big Chill to phase through the rock, and he was safe. And he, like even if he died, he would come back to life. You know what I'm saying? So I have no idea what they're like. It's like they left out information purposefully, or they just got information wrong. You know what I mean?
Ben's diamond head form was tough, sure, but he wasn't surviving a planet exploding in his face.
Yeah, he wasn't surviving a planet exploding, but you said earlier that one of his weaker transformations, feedback of all characters, could absorb the entirety of a Big Bang. You said that. That was your words, not mine. So what do you mean? What are you on about?
Accelerate was wicked fast, but not fast enough to cross the universe in an hour.
Yeah, but Jet Ray is.
And Waving
but I guess you don't want to talk about him, huh?
Didn't hit as hard as a supernova.
Hal simply outclassed all of Ben's options, except
no, he really didn't.
For one.
Yeah, how the hell did Hal beat Alien X? That thing is basically omnipotent.
Yeah.
Well, not exactly. Celestial Sapiens are—
Hal's ability to kill Mandrak. Why did I say Mandark? I've been watching too much Dexter's Lab. Ability to kill Mandrak proves his ring can damage higher dimensional beings beyond even Celestial Sapiens. While a Ben 10 creator claim Alien X could destroy a multiverse in 6 thoughts. This is not supported in canon and was likely a joke.
Are extremely powerful, but they can be beaten in battle and have failed in the past. Like the time Alien X recreated the universe. He only did that because he couldn't stop it from being destroyed in the first place.
Alien X could definitely match a lot of Hal's power, but Hal had defenses.
I think y'all missed the narration from the story, but whatever.
Against all of X's. Mind control? The ring protects Hal's head. Mess with time?
Hal's accomplished far more universe-level feats than Alien X, such as overpowering the U-bomb. Based on the greater size of DC's observable universe, this world This would produce 10 times more energy than Alien X's universal feat.
Hell can do that too.
Could you show me a scan or something instead of just tell me? If you could show me a scan of it, maybe, and actually like have it calculated, then I would believe you. Like now, you want to bring up how powerful the U-bomb is now, even though you mentioned it in his analysis, but you didn't even say how powerful the U-bomb was during the analysis. You just had it in one of the feats. You didn't even bring it up verbally. You just showed it in the feats. But now all of a sudden the U-bomb is important. Whatever.
Please, Green Lanterns get
You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna bring up a feat, at least tell me how important it is. Cause like I don't know much about Hal Jordan, and I don't know how powerful the U-bomb is. So like to me that's not an impressive feat because I don't know what it is. But I know Alien X, and I know that he outscales feedback, and you mentioned earlier that feedback absorbed the entirety of a Big Bang. So that means that Alien X is his most powerful transformation, so we know that it's got to be way more powerful than Big Bang levels of energy. And you know, like y'all got animations wrong where he was phasing Hal Jordan out of existence. That should have happened immediately, because you showed in a clip earlier with Kevin, he said if he blinks we would all be gone. So he should have just been Thanos snapped or like erased immediately. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all couldn't even get your own information correct.
Any defenses against the same kinds of things that Hal could replicate, like mind control, transmutation, and time manipulation. Ben and his alien forms put up a great fight, and Alien X is easily one of the most powerful combatants we've ever seen on Death Battle. However, Hal had the speed, versatility, and literal willpower necessary to claim his victory.
No, I really don't think so. Like, if he stubs his toe in the morning, all of his willpower will be gone for the entirety of the day. Like, what are you on about? You know, like, no, I do not agree with this. This was a terribly made. Like, the animation goes crazy. The voice acting is hard. I loved the fight, but y'all got the information wrong. Like, this was a really bad death battle. Like, this was not good. And I'm about to look up if there are any debunks that agree with me, because this was not good. It should have been a stalemate with the time, or it should have been in Ben's favor. Let's see. Debunked. Let's see. The Imk Tank. Let's see what he got for me.
Masterclass cars for those who choose to do more. The CX-50 hybrid lets you go
after this ad.
I'm not letting you leave with that.
Oh, he's showing the clip that I mentioned where the rock fell on him and he lived. That rock fell on him in base form, by the way, and he was fine. Yeah, he's in base form. Directly crushed in base form.
You forgot about me, didn't you? Ben.
Yep.
I always figured the Omnitrix had a failsafe that wouldn't let me die, and sure enough, it kicked in.
This video contains spoilers for the entire Ben 10 vs. Green Lantern Death Battle episode, which at the time of this upload is currently only available on Rooster Teeth's paid subscription plan.
Oh,
if you have
well,
not seen the battle and do not wish for
like
it to be
6 years
spoiled,
later,
please go
so
check it out when it's available to the public, and I'll see you back here soon.
The Imk Tank. I really gotta get an intro.
First things first, I totally called that they were going to mix up.
Also, please be consistent with the alien skins you use. Forearms hasn't looked like this since 2008.
The child and teenage versions of his aliens, right down to the first alien they'd use. A few days ago, I made a video exemplifying Ben's versatility as a fighter and a few Omnitrix features that get overlooked. The video was in response to the announcement of Ben Tennyson being accepted as a participant in the infamous brawler web series known as Death Battle. I said I would make a follow-up video after the battle battle is released, but if you haven't watched my first video, then that is totally fine. This video can be enjoyed and understood completely on its own as a response to Death Battle's episode. I would still like to recommend checking it out at some point later.
He's literally dodging lasers in base form.
I'd love to bring more attention to. But what I'm going to focus on in this video is things directly relevant to the Death Battle. I'm going to break it up into sections to make it a bit easier to consume. This will cover what I liked about the battle, what I'd fix about the battle, such as everything they got wrong or some things that they did that wouldn't actually work, and then responding to the comments from my last video.
Alright.
Anyways, I had no problems with the recap. Every time I was about to make a note, they seemed to be one step ahead. It was very surprising. They really laid out a lot of
the
things
analysis
I didn't
was
think they
good.
mentioned. There were some statements that were phrased that made it seem like they watched a few of my
His
videos
middle name
for
is
this,
Kirby.
which is pretty neat. There were a few minor errors, like when they talked about Weibig's fight against the Dagon, they showed a clip of him fighting malware. Or when they said the overuse of the Omnitrix can horribly disfigure a user's DNA, which I don't think I've ever heard before, even as a rumor. I'm really interested in knowing where they got that from. They also say Derek J. White is one of the show's creators, but none of these things come up in the actual battle, so who cares? The fight was really cool to watch too. It kept me on the edge of my seat with how close things would come. The writing for Ben and Hal seemed pretty in character, and I thought the voices were great as well. My favorite one was Weibig due to it being the most accurate to the show. The voice of Ben did a fantastic job, but I felt like his voice would have suited teenage Ben much better, especially since they—
Yep, I completely agree. If they used the older version of Ben, I would not have had a problem.
We're using transformations from Alien Force onward.
I can give you 10 good reasons right now to let me go.
Yeah.
You're not the first doofus to try to take this.
Yep.
It's hero time.
I get that.
That's the one that had the Lego guy in the feedback and all that. That was the Ben 10 that I remember watching. I think this version of Ben 10, like the younger version, I did have a game of it on the Nintendo DS when I was younger. I didn't finish it, but I remember that game as well.
Classic Ben is more recognizable, but honestly, non-fans of Ben 10 aren't gonna care which Ben you use, so why not appease to the people who actually do care? You can't tell me that seeing Kid Goku using Ultra Instinct wouldn't be jarring.
Yeah, that would be distracting.
Blast shooting a flamethrower with Hal manifesting a fire extinguisher was brilliant.
Yeah, that was cool. That was pretty
I
cool.
think they were even using an original score too, so props to them for that.
The music was nice, yeah.
The super strength flick Alien X did was a great callback to the episode, and then there was Ben, which Ben 10,000 did the same.
Oh yeah, when he was fighting Vilgax, right?
Thing as Atomic X. The biggest thing I was worried about was them not giving Ben full control of Alien X, and they kinda didn't.
They didn't, yeah.
Let me explain. Unfortunately, I ended up having a lot more to fix than I would have liked. I really wanted this to be an easy video and just enjoy the battle, but ironically, my biggest problems with the video happened right when Alien X showed up. The best way to begin is to explain every reason why the way they had Hal Jordan win would not work. Number 1, the Soda Bro effect. The way they had—
Okay. Yep, that's what I said.
The Hal Jordan win was by having him go back in time to the start of the battle. But what they failed to account for was the Soda Bro effect.
Soda Bro effect?
The Soda Bro effect is a ripple in the time stream created that can be detectable by those whose abilities are powerful enough to perceive changes in the time stream. The second Hal would use his time powers, and the fact he literally says—
He literally said it, yeah. He wouldn't have even needed the Soda Bro effect to even know about it. But yeah, I completely agree. He would have.
Alien X would be able to sense it. And
he would have gone in there with him and fucked him up.
The fight wouldn't just end there.
Yeah.
Alien X can time travel as well. Number 2, the Omnitrix's many failsafes. So Death Battle claims that the Omnitrix has no defenses against Ben's arm getting cut off, but that's literally what the energy feedback was for, to protect Ben. They even show it.
They show it at the beginning of the fight,
The battle. Cutting Ben's arm off counts as the Omnitrix being forcibly removed from Ben. Therefore, the Omnitrix would counter this. They also mentioned that the Omnitrix is able to take control and transform Ben into whatever alien he needs.
Yeah, they said that. That was their words, not mine.
Survive. but fail to actually show that either. The Omnitrix could have transformed Ben into Goop,
Yep.
or Diamond Head, or
Yep.
someone else that could have survived the scissors.
Or Big Chill.
Catching Ben off guard isn't even an argument, because the Omnitrix's AI is advanced enough to react to things on its own,
Yep.
such as
The Omnitrix can instantly transform him fast enough to catch the Big Bang.
Yep.
which is their words.
That was their
The
words.
fact that the Omnitrix has an anti-death failsafe isn't even brought up once.
I always figured the Omnitrix had a failsafe that wouldn't let me die.
Yep.
When the Big Bang started, gave me just
He had to put it at ×2 speed. I'm dead.
Guess I should stop fighting it. It seems to know me better than me. The Omnitrix had a failsafe that wouldn't let me die.
Omnitrix had a failsafe. Wouldn't let me die.
failsafe,
Wouldn't let
And
me
they
die.
used clips
Wouldn't
from
let
the
me
very same
die.
episode that this is mentioned in, even showing scenes
This was the same episode as the previous clip. Was this just deliberately ignored? Maybe they didn't watch the episode in its entirety.
moments before the statement. So it seems like they did not watch the full episodes that they pulled clips from before using
Yeah,
them.
they didn't
I mean,
watch
that
the
may be a
episode
bit
in its
too much to
entirety.
ask, but had they done it, they would have come across a major game-changing feat. Number 3, misunderstanding Alien X. My biggest problem
Okay, yeah, I said that too. He shouldn't have disappeared when Hal dispersed the force field, because like they still have the same durability as the originator of the original Alien X. Like they shouldn't have just disappeared, you know. They're not shadow clones.
the video was how they handled Alien X in general. He was treated far more like a melee fighter than he actually is.
Yeah.
His durability was significantly
Because he's a
downplayed
reality
to the point of
warper. He
being
should have like
non-existent at some
shot
times.
beams at
To
him or
start,
something.
Alien X can erase people in the blink of an eye. Yet they're having him Thanos him in a painfully slow manner.
Yeah, right?
This is not how Alien X erases people. They could just blink and you'd be gone. As I've said, he
That's exactly what clip they showed in their episode as well.
was primarily fighting melee style, which while we have seen this in the show, it's never been to such an isolated and prolonged degree. You can
Yeah.
see Alien X clones in the background as if they're waiting for an opening to get in on the punching.
Yeah.
But they can warp all of time and space. Why are they treating this like a street brawl? Bare minimum, they should at least be firing an energy blast or throwing planets or something. If
Exactly.
you wanted to keep things purely physical. But them standing around to watch is just unacceptable. Remember when you showed how he can create a galaxy-sized black hole? Where was that? Even if Hal could counter it, why is he only punching? In fact, this shield shouldn't even be working against Alien X to begin with.
Yeah.
Especially if you're going to show forearms shattering one of his shields moments earlier.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, and yeah, that's
This
true.
shot right here particularly bugs me for many reasons. First, if we're gonna pretend that this can even happen, then Hal's raw aura is enough to vaporize 3 different Alien X's instantaneously, and he should have the battle right there.
Yeah, because they're still just as durable as the original.
However, they shouldn't disappear because there's no reason to. They're not
Yeah.
shadow clones.
Yeah.
Once Ben is
They're not
released, there's
shadow
like a
clones.
one main Alien X. They're not just gonna vanish if Ben is caught off guard. The second that shield is down, they're still gonna be there.
And they
leave
whooped
Hal
his ass,
exposed,
yeah.
And at the very least can keep punching him, I guess. Number 4, Hal's big weakness. One fact they confirm but is completely overlooked is while Hal's ring has a periodic cooldown time, Ben's Omnitrix does not when Master Control is active. And it's pretty obvious from the get-go that Ben has Master Control in this battle. We see Alien X use his time reversal abilities, but only once. Which is strange because it's not like he couldn't continue to do this over and over for just about ever. Ben can
Yeah, it would have just been like a Dormammu situation with Doctor Strange, where he just keeps reversing time.
continuously rewind time and trap Hal in a Doctor Strange Dormammu type situation.
Yeah.
Until Hal's ring inevitably runs out of power.
Yeah.
And Ben can strike the final blow.
Yeah.
Hal may be fast, but his ring's recharge time is not instantaneous. So once the ring runs out of power, he is forced to leave himself vulnerable. Ben's Omnitrix can keep Ben as one transformation for as long as he needs. The confirmed record so far being held by Albedo, remaining as Alien X for nearly an entire year. There's also
Damn.
the fact that Ben's Omnitrix has failsafes against its removal, but Hal's ring can quite literally slide right off.
True. Oh yeah, Batman did that. Yeah.
The perfect morning calls for the perfect, ridiculous, unbreakable pairing. Jimmy Dean.
Yeah.
Won't do that again. Unless I want to.
The only way any of these scenarios that they created would work is
Wait, what?
Again.
slide right off.
What's this do? Huh? You won't do that again. Unless I want to.
The only way any of these
Unless
scenarios
I
that they
want to
created
is
would work
crazy.
is because they significantly downplayed Alien X. I think Death Battle is just too used to choreographing these very Dragon Ball Z-like kind of battles.
Yeah.
They just don't have the creativity.
That was the whole point I made in yesterday's video with Simone the Digger versus Kyle
Not
Rayner.
creativity, focus or versatility to handle a character like Alien X or Ben Tennyson in general and use him to the fullest. I'm disappointed we never even got to see Chromastone or Feedback interact with Hal's light constructs.
Yeah.
Especially considering Feedback is even listed as one of the notable
Yeah, they mentioned him, but he
Number
wasn't
5,
even in the
the
fight.
afterthoughts. After the battle, the two hosts just recap in more detail why they think Hal has the right to win. But it seems like they were just stating random facts to fluff out the ending and further prove their point, but a lot of their facts were either wrong or contradict what was said or shown.
Yeah.
You can only ever use one at a time, while Hal always has access to all of his powers.
Even with the flexibility of Master Control, this meant Ben was always playing catch-up.
Not really, because in your own video, Ben pretty much is leading the battle and calling
Yeah,
the shots.
right.
Hal is reacting to everything Ben is doing.
Yeah.
So that statement right there is just untrue.
Ben's Diamond Head form was tough, sure, but he wasn't surviving a planet exploding in his face.
Not only did they not even use Diamond Head, but who cares? He has other aliens that could easily survive a planet-level attack, especially Alien X, who seemed to be the focus of this battle.
Accelerate was wicked fast, but not fast enough to cross the universe in an hour.
But Jet Ray is, and they
Yeah, that's what I said. Jet Ray can.
didn't use Accelerate or Jet Ray in this battle at all either.
The time Alien X
No, they had Accelerate at the very start before the fight even happened.
recreated the universe. He only did that because he couldn't stop it from being destroyed in the first place.
Also,
Yeah, I didn't understand that. I thought that was like a narrative misunderstanding on their part.
incorrect. He just didn't know the universe was actually being destroyed.
Yeah,
He did nothing
yeah.
because he did not know what was going on and completely underestimated the stakes.
Wait,
Yeah.
the universe really is being destroyed?
Yeah, as you can see, this is even before Ben mastered Alien X, and he can do it, yeah.
But Alien X can fix this, right? Right?
Right.
In fact, the feedback holding the Big Bang feat mentioned earlier in the video was him doing that very thing.
Yeah.
Preventing an active Annihilarch from going off.
Yeah.
Because he does understand the stakes now. They literally mention him doing something that they later say he can't do.
Alien X has never shown any defenses against the same kinds of things.
And that was a weaker transformation. That wasn't even Alien X, so it's obvious that Alien X could replicate that feat.
That Hal could replicate, like mind control, transmutation, and time manipulation.
Are you serious? I don't even have to talk about this one. They then quote yet another Derek J. Wyatt statement proclaiming him to be a creator, trying to refute Alien X's multiversal durability. But if you were to ask the actual creators of Ben 10, you'd come to learn that yes, they indeed can, and it is not a joke. You can hear more information about that in my video, Ben 10 creators answer your questions.
Interesting. Responding to comments, okay.
So now, I'd like to take the time to respond to some of my comments from my previous video. A lot of good points were brought up, and I'm glad that I have the chance to go over them. Our first comment asks if Ben's transformation upgrade could take over Hal's ring. And while at first I wanted to dismiss the idea, I did quite a bit of research on it, and seeing as the ring is tech-based, be it very advanced tech, I have yet to find a reason why Upgrade would not be able to take control, and even dismantle Hal's ring.
Yeah.
So there's another easy win right there.
That's an easy win
Another
con
user
right there.
wanted me to mention other skill sets that Ben has, such as piloting multiple types of aircrafts, not unlike Hal Jordan, and the ability to learn magic thanks to currently inactive genetics within him. We will see Ben perform magic in one of his alternative futures, but since it's indeed a possible future, it confirms the possibility of Ben mastering this practice. Blue Flaming Wolf also brought up another great feat that Ben has. He has perfect
He has perfect memory. Oh yeah, there was that part, yeah.
That's the door to anywhere. Nothing can breach it. You have to know the true name of the place you're going.
You mean the glowy letters? No problem.
Yeah.
You remember all that just from looking at it? Sure.
You really aren't working up to your potential in school.
That's what they tell me.
Ben has also been able to use his perfect memory to see patterns in his recurring villains, thwarting them easier and easier every time they meet. There was an episode where Ben had seemingly forgotten Zombozo, but it was stated that Ben was only pretending to forget him because he didn't want to admit to Kevin that he used to be afraid of clowns. One user wanted me to explain what the Poultice Altiari is, since I briefly mentioned it. And while it's not really important, it is a cool piece of Ben 10 lore that not many people know about, so I'll make it quick. In the Ben 10 Ultimate Alien game Cosmic Destruction, Ben temporarily has access to an ancient Galvan device known as the Poultice Altiari. It is said to be capable of multiplying one's natural abilities several times over. Ben
Okay,
uses
I
this
didn't know
device
about
and his
that.
transformation way big to give him an advantage over a battle with Albedo, who was also transformed into a Toku Star. Shortly after the battle, the device destroyed itself. What? Arthur here wanted to know that if Ben was able to multiply himself into 1,000 via Echo Echo,
Yeah.
each of those clones could then repeat the process, creating 1 million clones, and potentially repeating the process infinitely. Similar to the upgrade theory, I wanted to dismiss this as well, simply because it is just so ridiculously broken. But yet again, everything adds up. The Omnitrix is perfectly capable of creating and altering mass, and support multiple powerful transformations. So if an infinite army of Bens isn't your thing, well, try to debunk it in the comments. I'll be listening. The death battle will undoubtedly go down as a significant event in the fandom. It's unfortunate that it doesn't really do justice to our protector of Earth that he deserves, but any exposure for Ben is something to be positive about. So,
True.
Thank you for checking out my video. You can stay up to date with everything on my social media.
Alright, yeah, that was a W video. Yeah, I completely agree. Ben should have won that easily. So if you liked my reaction, you know, I'll be back probably tomorrow, maybe. Like I said, if you like the reaction, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell so that you never miss a video. And yeah, as always, I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.